Patiently waiting on my dreams to come true, hoping and praying one day that they do. Oh, I don't know how, and I don't know when, just patiently waiting till then. Patiently waiting each day that goes by, staring out windows at stars in the sky, imagining one day I'll be one of them, but patiently waiting till then.
ba da da da, ba da da da. What if we could plan it out? Cabo for a week, Paris for a day, ooh wee. You can come and be my babe, you can see what a gentleman I am. Yeah. What if we could plan it out? Party in the streets, like the golden days at the beach. Family buzzing in my ear like a beat. Maybe you could chill. All this stuff I have up in my head, I just wanna do. Maybe if you come then you can hang, you can meet the crew. We could even chill out at the park like we did in school. Take you back to when you was a kid, everything was cool. Hope you never lose track, life's a little hard when you're not home, yeah. Yeah, I've been going and going, but still on my own, yeah. I'm a soldier, I fight for what's right, so my heart's just been fighting for you. What more can I do? I just wanna put you in a box like some. Keep you to myself, you know I don't wanna share no options. If I finally tell the truth, then I'm telling it to you. What if we could plan it out? Cabo for a week, Paris for a day.
these lockers. You will find the towels, the rugs, the lockers, the
just to put on the side.
I know sooner or later it will come, the day that I know I'm in love. Will it feel warm and dry like a kiss in July? Will it chill down my bones? Will it cool like the snow? And I look at my window to see what the universe has in store for me. People passing by in the street, they smiling at me, 'cause they already know what it's like being in love. The sky starts to roll up its clouds, so the sun can't just stop hiding out. Windows will open and sing like birds that are spreading wings. So every night I stare at the moon just to check if she's still looking blue. Don't know who you are yet, you seem a bit hard to get, but I know you're out there. I just wait for the day where the sky was bright open.
I know I'm lucky, man, but I don't feel lucky, man. Why can't I feel what I know? Still ain't got what I wanted, man. Same cause, same suffering. I know I reap what I sow. I know I'm lucky, man, but I don't feel lucky, man. Why can't I feel what I know? Still ain't got what I wanted, man. Same cause, same suffering. I know I reap what I sow. I live off letters, script this lecture and give my lectures. Watch these kids play Tetris through my speech like experts. I'm getting older, whatever, I really don't know if I'm better. It's winter, I cope with the weather. Keep saying I'll go, but I've never been busy, still growing my feathers. It's taking more than my effort, I think it's luck that I need. A decade of just up and coming and still haven't come to my senses of peak. Week after week, running off too little sleep and a stubborn belief that borders blind is keeping pace and working days with hopes the winds of fate will find us. I get mad at God, I get mad at God. Watching billionaires get to play astronauts. God God loves Musk and Bezos, don't the numbers say so? Should turn a mill with all this breath I waste on what I hate most. I know I'm lucky, man, but I don't feel lucky, man. Why can't I feel what I know? Still ain't got what I wanted, man. Same cause, same suffering. I know I reap what I sow. I know I'm lucky, man, but I don't feel lucky, man. Why can't I feel what I know? Still ain't got what I wanted, man. Same cause, same suffering. I know I reap what I sow. It's all gonna end before my retirement. Play a sad song on the tiniest violin. I get so tired, I can't even cry it, but get too much data with no time to file it up. Desperate urges surge up, make me research crypto. With leverage, might get wrecked at 30x and get rich quick though. I don't know, I'll work it out. Know the odds, they serve the house. Live my life when work allows. Got some drops and I'm thirsty now. And I know that it's...
Cab or what is it, big shuttle, something. That gr-
Arrecife,
Ok.
Palancar es
Ok.
otro arrecife,
Ok.
el cielito donde están las estrellas marinas y las mantarrayas, y al final vamos al cielo.
Ok. Then that's the 100 meters. Now it's going to walk all the way to the destination.
So at this time, we're inviting those guests with tender group number 8. That's tender group. Escape cruises.
Developed it over the following decades into the spectacular paradise you visited today.